It's a blizzard and Regina is blanketed by snow. This is day 2 of the Canadian Collegiate Athletics Association's championships. But, as they say, the show must go on. Welcome. The Assiniboine Cougars collegiate curling teams are both looking to get their first wins today. Here are the highlights right now. We're here at the Caledonian Curling Club for day 2 of the College Curling Championships. I'm Matt Schroeder. Both teams came up short yesterday, but they'll be looking to build on what they learned from the sheets. They both play twice today, and it's a great opportunity to gain momentum in the push for gold. For their first matchup, the Cougars men take on the Concordia College Thunder. The Thunder men team were gold medal winners at the championships in 2019. Over on the women's side, the Cougars battle the Women Thunder. The Concordia College women won the 2024 championships, so they're serious contenders. Both team in a tough matchup. Let's start with the women. Here's Jenny Unruh with the highlights.
I'm Jenny Unruh. This is the Cougars Women Morning Recap. The Women's Cougars team starts off their second game of the championship Wednesday morning. Alternate Serena Lwanga jumps into the game as the lead to try and help the Cougars gain their first win of the tournament. The Cougars steal one after the first end. Going back and forth with the Concordia Thunder, after 2 ends, it's tied 1-1. In the third end, the Cougars call over the official to confirm their stone went over the hog line. The official brings out a triangle ruler to measure the stone on the hog line. The Cougars are allowed to keep their rock on the ice, but the Thunder hits again in the fourth end. They steal 3 more points without the hammer in their possession. Sylvie Koroluk and Presley Wells talk strategy to try and catch up to the Thunder. And Skylar Winters goes all out for the team by throwing stones and sweeping hard. Assiniboine tries to stay in the game, but the Thunder remain on top. With 7 ends over, the Cougars fall 11-2. After the game, Coach Bryden Stewart has a talk with the team before going into their next game. The women play again today for their third game. This one is against the Niagara Knights.
Another defeat for the women, but an obvious improvement in their gameplay. They'll be hoping to build on that in their next match. Right now, we go to Kira Stevens with the highlights of the men's game.
I'm Kira Stevens, and here are your game highlights. The Cougars men step up to play against the Concordia Thunder. Without the hammer, the Cougars look to start the game off with either stealing or making it a blank end. With the last 2 rocks, skip Zach Norris throws his first, knocking out all of the other team's red rocks. Then, with his last rock, he knocked out the newly placed red rock, stealing 2 points from the Thunder. On to the second. Rock after rock are being taken out by the Thunder. Even third, Blake Rosling can't get a rock to stick. The Thunder skip misses his rock placement, giving Zach the opportunity to make this a low-scoring end. But the point goes to the Thunder in the end. Going into the third with the possession of the hammer, the Cougars look to score multiple points to hold their lead. After the 5th rock was thrown, the umpire was called over. The free guard stone had been hit and knocked off, which is not allowed after the 5th rock, so Assiniboine was left with the choice of replacing the rocks or leaving it as is. The house was starting to get full. All of the rocks were in play except for 2 or 3 red rocks of the Thunder. Zach has the opportunity to get multiple points. He lines up the shot and throws an incredible rock, scoring the Cougars 5 points. The score after 3 ends is 7-1 Cougars. It's now an uphill battle for Thunder to get back into the game. The measuring stick made an appearance in the 5th, and it was a Cougars point. The Thunder skip came back over to his coach, frustrated with the decision. In the 6th, the Thunder threw their last stone with lots of spin, and it gazed right past the button and out of the house. The final score of the men's game is 11-4 Cougars. The Cougars got their first win of the week. I talked to skip Zach Norris about the game.
That game went really well. Like, got adjusted to the ice really quickly, and the guys made a lot of shots.
On the men's side, a big win. Their first in 3 years, but their coach is no stranger to big wins. Before she came to coach at Assiniboine, Maureen Bonner was playing at the highest level of world curling. Stefan Struth takes a closer look at her career.
Thanks, Matt. The players throw the stones, but it's the coach who teaches them how. And Coach Maureen Bonner knows exactly how to win at curling.
Good brushing, guys. Good brushing.
She's the girl from Deloraine, Manitoba. After starting to curl at just 12 years old, Bonner went on to a career of over 50 years. Along the way, she won provincial and national titles, finally becoming a World Women's Senior Champion in 2015. Curling competitions took her all the way to Sochi, Russia, but for the last few years, Maureen has found herself drawn back to home ice. I asked her why she returned. How does being in a rink make you feel?
It's like a second home. You come into the curling club and you always know somebody, and you can always strike up a conversation, whether it's with the ice maker or whoever's here. They all want to talk about curling and what they see and what's happening, so it's great that way.
Maureen wasn't always the celebrated curler she is today.
12 years old about. We really didn't know how to curl, and a couple guys from the curling club grabbed us and took us down and gave us a quick lesson. They wanted us to curl in the high school bonspiel because they didn't have enough kids, so they called on the grade sixers to come and help. So that's when I started.
Learning to curl isn't easy, and getting to the big leagues even less so. Professional, competitive athletes give up much of their normal life. They pay a price for success, and Bonner's story is no different.
The sacrifices are intense. When you're playing at a high level in curling, there's lots of special birthdays and dates that you miss perhaps, and if you have children, I've taken my babies on the road and was breastfeeding them on the side, trying to do that between draws and then get out on the ice and curl. So a lot of those women today are still doing that as well.
Every successful athlete must hang up their medals and make room for a new generation.
I see them from the start, when they first step on the ice, to when they're competing at a national championship. And I watch the progression, and it's amazing. And then I think the ultimate is when they walk away at the end of it all. I see them in the curling club playing in a league with other curlers, and they're loving it. To me, I've done my job. I've taught them everything I know. I've given them everything I can give them, and they've taken something away from it, and they continue to curl. That's my ultimate.
Bonner is still winning by helping young Assiniboine College players build their own history of success. Matt, back to you.
Now let's take a moment to honor a hidden hero, a mystery man. Without him, curling would not be the same. Let's call him the Pebbler.
This is the pebble head, pebble can. It's filled with cold water. It's gravity fed. And we're just laying down a level of pebble underneath. For this week in this event, we're doing what's called a double pebble. So I go the length of the sheet first. Dean goes over it with some hot, and then we'll nip it from there. I'll also add a little extra pebble around the hack areas because that tends to get wore down the most.
On to the afternoon games. The women's second matchup is against the Niagara College Knights. The Knights are fresh off of winning the Ontario College Athletic Association Championships. They're going to be a tough beat. The Cougars men are facing the Mohawk Mountaineers. The Cougars men have never won 2 games in a row in curling. They hope to pull the upset. Let's start with a woman who played first at 4 p.m. Once again, here's Jenny Unruh.
I'm Jenny Unruh. It's time for the Cougars women afternoon match. The team sets up to play against the Niagara Knights. Assiniboine quickly starts off on the wrong foot after the Knights ended the first 2 ends with a total of 10 points. In the third end, the Cougars try to catch up to the Knights with a point of their own. but the Cougars just can't stop the Knights from scoring, even with the hammer in their possession. Presley Wells says that in this game, one area where the team excelled in was communication.
Our communication has been absolutely amazing. We're talking to each other, like, where is the rock going to be? Is it heavy? Is it light? Which that is very much helping. I think it's just all about keeping a positive attitude out there. Don't get down on yourself, because then the whole team gets down, and then it doesn't do good for anyone.
After 6 ends, the Knights take the win over the Cougars 14-1, a very hard loss. Coach Bryden Stewart thinks that the team needs to put this game behind them and move forward.
So fine-tune a couple things, string shots together, back to back, and then we'll see more success.
The Cougars will play their next game Thursday morning at 9:30 against the Humber Hawks. At the end of the second day, the Cougars women are tied for last place among the 8 teams.
This loss must be tough for the women, especially coming after a significantly improved game in the morning. Luckily, there's more games to come. Now, to the men, again with Kira Stevens.
I'm Kira Stevens. Here are your game highlights. The Cougars are matched up to play against the Mohawk Mountaineers. The game kicks off with the Cougars earning 2 points in the first end. The Mountaineers went into the second hoping to make it a low-scoring end. They tried a double takeout but were unsuccessful. Third, Blake Rosling steps up against the full house. He slides and breaks it apart, leaving skip Zach Norris with a strange assortment of rocks. But at the end, the point goes to the Mountaineers. Now into the third. The red rocks of the Mountaineers are overtaking the house. With a mess of rocks, Zach spends some time deciding on what to do. He throws the rock and it lands almost right next to the red rock. The umpire had to be called over to determine which rock was closest to the button. And the point in the end went to the Cougars. The score is currently 3-1 Cougars, and the Mountaineers seem frustrated. Once again, the house is a mix of red and yellow stones. With Zach's last rock, he gets it right down the middle. Just one extra sweep made it offset from the button. The Mountaineers have the last rock. As it glides down the ice, it hits their guard they set up earlier, and with that, the Cougars come out of the fourth by stealing 4 points. After that huge play, the Cougars seem elated. Only 2 more ends are played, and with that, the final is 8-2 Cougars. The win puts the Cougars in second place of the round robin. After a successful day, I spoke with skip Zach Norris.
No, I think we just got to keep going and keep that energy going and go Cougars.
Big win for the men. It's the first time ever that the Cougars men's team has won 2 in a row. And this week is just getting started. That's a wrap on day 2 here of the College Championships in Regina. We'll see you soon.